Butters is my favourite character.
Butters is the best.
Butters is fucking amazing.
Butters is the best.
I love that they use him. I think they love to use him to just say some of the weirdest and fucked up shit.
What?
Because it's Butters and he's so innocent and it doesn't... Like when he becomes a pimp. Yes, I believe I know what you are saying.
Ridiculous.
Bitch.
Oh yeah, ahead of time.
Bitch, do you want to make some real fucking money?
Bitch, you want to make you real fucking money?
We might be.
In the butt. What
In the butt.
in my asshole, sir?
Want to do it in my butt? In my butt? Want to do it in my butt? Okay.
Welcome back to the Cardigan Homebrew podcast.
Hey, that's the band that we were
It's the
in.
band that we made up.
Hello, Malcolm.
Yes. And, Ben, I've done it again. I've secured a good one. I've secured several good
Have you?
ones. Oh, yeah, you better believe it. Today's particular sponsor is all the books you claim to have read. What do all the books you claim to have read have for us today?
I don't think that I've claimed to have read a book that I've not read.
Oh, I didn't say that you've not read.
But all the books that I claim to have read, I've read.
Well, that's them as well, then.
Ah, what have they got for us? Plethora of knowledge, story, and photos. I don't know. There's pictures in some of them. What do books do? They make you have better brain. Do the brain. Read the good book.
They can also be a hat.
It can also be a hat. This is actually War and Peace.
War and Peace.
Yeah.
The rapper. I think there's a rapper called War and Peace. Pretty sure. Could be a poet. I have claimed to have read many books because I've actually listened to a lot of them. Because my ears work better than my eyes, you see. And I know it counts.
It does count.
But it is different.
Yeah, you can listen to an audiobook in the car safely whilst driving.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Well, good. That's all right then.
Thanks.
Good sponsor.
No, I've not claimed to have read a book and lied about it, I don't think. I read a lot of Origin of the Species, didn't finish it.
But you have read.
But I won't say that I've read it all, because I didn't finish it.
Yeah.
House of Leaves, I really fucking tried.
You don't need to.
What a headache.
You get the idea pretty
I felt
quickly.
dehydrated after 3 pages.
Yes, you will.
And I plugged away at that thing for a couple of months. and very little happened.
It's a slog. Yeah.
It was 70, 80 pages in, and you're like, well, there's a house. Probably something weird, but I knew that from the blurb.
Of Leaves.
The blurb of Leaves.
Yeah, Leaves don't even really come into it.
It was,
More like Book of Shit.
I didn't like it.
I love it conceptually.
It's a great idea, and
Yes.
I agree that it should have won prizes,
Yes.
but I didn't have to read it, so I chose not to.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, normally I would say let's jump into it, but for the last few episodes we've recorded, we've been teasing that thing we've been doing.
Oh, and the live stream as well. The thing that we always remember just at the end of the live stream
my God.
or at the end of recording.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't know when this episode's going to come out. It's all live! But
Look at your watch. It's out now. It's happening now.
That's how you're listening to this.
Duh.
Now.
That's how the radio works, idiot.
So yeah, you probably already know about this, unless this one comes out. I know this one can't come out first because of all the times that we've not mentioned it and the end of other episodes.
I mean, we can just get in front of it. It's entirely possible that we're talking about something we haven't mentioned before, and those episodes will come out later. I don't know. I don't care. These will probably come out in order, just not necessarily immediately following each other. So, for example, that first episode we recorded, I think there will then be a guest, and then maybe that second one, then maybe a guest, then maybe this one.
Months ago, Liam and I did a musical. We
Yes.
didn't do a musical.
Well, we sort of did.
My buddy Amelia.
Hello.
I think she still listens.
Well, we
If
can
not,
we can ask her what word we said.
Bandersnatch.
I was going to say proboscis. Bandersnatch. Doctor, quickly, he's got a Bandersnatch proboscis. Have you tried shoving it back in? Thanks, Doctor.
They work just like piles. Her stepdad has written a musical over the last 10, 12 years based on a war. And we did an industry night. You did like all of the music.
I arranged / produced the music that Chris had written so that it works in a contemporary environment, sort of.
Amelia was giving me a lift home from when we did a production of Calendar Girls a long time ago, and I said, I might not do a musical for a little bit. I think I might have I've got some shit that I need to do that needs getting on with, so I don't know if I've got the time or the energy to do a good job. And she went, oh. I went, fucking tell me what it is. So within 30 seconds I'd said, yes, I'll do this. Oh, and I also know a guy with a studio and some mics who can help record vocals. And then 2 years of you putting music together.
It might be 3.
Yeah, it was... Yeah, I think it was 3 years ago that I did Calendar Girls.
Yeah.
So to be fair, I didn't do a musical for a very long time.
Yeah, you're quite right.
I just worked on one for 2.5 years before it went to an industry night to show off to people in the industry to see what they had to say about it and hopefully go, here, we've got a theatre and a lot of money.
We are waiting on the money bit, but we may have a theatre. So the whole idea... The show is called Sad Little Island. Inspired by a book, inspired by a war. Yeah, it's called Sad Little Island, and it's basically a very, very approximate storytelling of the Falklands War through the eyes of a guy trying to communicate all the horrible things that happened to his young child. So that's why everything is like heightened and weird and kind of zany and cartoonish, because he's trying to make it make sense to a kid. So we've been plugging away at this damn thing for years. We've recorded a bunch of stuff with a bunch of various iterations of the cast. And we sort of realised, wait, why are we recording all this stuff? Because we put a lot of work into it, and like I spent ages arranging stuff so that we could, I guess, release it digitally if we wanted to. And then we sort of realised, actually, probably the thing to do with this is to stage like a super condensed version of the show, which is what we did. So I think we were working on that idea for probably about a year, I think, all told. And then finally,
that sounds about right.
A few weeks ago at time of recording, so late March, we put on an evening where
It's all live.
It's all live. We put on a condensed version of the show. It was just under an hour long. Ben had a couple of songs that were really good. The cast all did really well, and we had to sort of like piece bits of together with like a little bit of narration. Super condensed version of the show, but you basically get the story.
You get the idea of the feel of the show and the vibes.
And there's quite a lot of different stuff that happens musically, and I think it's a good cross-section of all those things. And people seem to pretty much enjoyed it.
No one booed.
No one booed. Well, they hissed and booed at you because you're a baddie.
Did
they? Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't listen to them.
That's
the commoners. I won't listen to those.
Wow. Is he playing a part or is he a
character?
twat?
I was being in character.
Yeah.
I just didn't do the silly voice to throw you off the trail.
Yeah, the mics aren't set for your silly voice.
No. It's a lot of fun singing some of the songs that I got to sing when we recorded it, but a lot of the songs that I sang on the night were mainly screaming at the audience.
Yeah, that's the vibe.
Yeah.
We got some good feedback. I think like a lot of the criticisms from that performance came because we really, really coerced people into being critical in order for us to make it better. So that was quite satisfying.
Yes, you didn't want people to be like, oh no, I loved it, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, yes, but if you had to.
But literally if you had to. Pick one.
Get a gun and point it at you.
Pick one.
Pick something, please, so we can work on something.
But we've got a good deal of interest, and we're working towards a proper full-length production sometime 2026, hopefully. That's the plan. That's the approximate plan as it is. Yeah, that's what we've been working on, and this is one of those things that, like, because we've both been involved in so many creative projects that have just never quite happened. Sometimes we've been in the position to make it happen and we haven't been able to. A lot of the time, people will want us on board for a project that just doesn't have the legs or momentum to actually come to fruition. What I'm getting at is, like, I'm always really reluctant to talk about things until they are actually happening, because so often I've said, I'm doing this really cool thing, then watch this month and it'll come out, and then it doesn't. And it's really disheartening. So I tend not to talk about things until they're actually happening, or they're at a point where they literally can't not happen. Or if they don't happen, it's because someone has died.
There's also a few things that we've done where everything has come to fruition and we've done the thing, and then that's sort of it.
Yeah.
And then that's that. And
sometimes that's fine.
And then off we go to the next thing, like Kernel of Truth.
Yeah, we just did that.
Little standalone thing. Yeah. It got shown at a few places.
Yeah, it did.
It's on
the YouTubes.
It's on the YouTubes. Yeah. Go subscribe to our YouTubes.
Press all the buttons.
All of them.
Not unsubscribe.
Press that one twice, because then you unsubscribe and subscribe again.
Just press subscribe once, and then stay away from it, is what I would suggest.
Sure. But that was a thing, that's that done, that's...
Yeah.
There's not a next step, that's a finished thing, so then we essentially go on and do another thing like that. This has been lots of work. There's been so many steps to it, and each of those steps has been achieved.
Yes.
It's taken a while, but shit takes a while.
Sometimes it takes a while.
And we'll have more things to do with it now that this bit's done.
I think so.
And that's very cool. There's an Instagram.
There is an Instagram.
And a Facebook page, Sad Little Island.
You'll never guess who's managing them.
Is it Sad Little Island or is it SLI?
It is Sad Little Musical.
Sad Little
on
Musical.
Instagram. I am hoping to change it to Sad Little Island, but I'm not going to do that just yet, because we were in the paper the other day and they said Sad Little Musical. Because basically there was a previous Instagram that had the handle. We couldn't access that. So it's this whole fucking thing. I don't know. It's Sad Little Musical. I could edit that out. I might. It's Sad Little Musical on Instagram.
Go follow it.
There'll
be videos.
Watch and listen to Ben. You're shrieking at a man.
Yeah.
Who does not want to engage.
No. That's the point.
That was the point.
He wasn't supposed to engage. If he'd started talking, I'd jank the microphone.
Shut up. Shut up, you.
How dare you speak to me?
So that is Sad Little Island, and it's got a good deal of momentum behind it. And if you want to keep up to date with that, this podcast is not the way to do that.
No, we struggle to remember what we're talking about.
We will talk about it when we remember, or if any of the sad little people come on the show, which is something we might do at some point. This is not a news source for that show, but if you go to Sad Little Musical on Instagram, there is a mailing list sign up. I would encourage you to do that. Sign up to the thing, and I'll also... I'm good, thank you.
Kleenex?
No, I'm perfectly clean, I think. Thanks for the offer. I will be the one sending you an email about it, because that's my job now. Nothing. Shouldn't be blue. Yeah.
I'm also doing another little musical.
A little one?
Yes. It's probably not heard. I'm going to be in Les Miserables.
The Miserables?
Or Les Miserable. Miserable Les. Les Mis, as everyone calls it. I don't think I've not heard it be Les Miserables for so long. Probably because you can't say it without saying... It's Les Miserables.
Yeah.
Or there's no way to say it without sounding like a knob. So Les Mis, I'm going to be in that. For the 40th anniversary thing, they're doing a big event called Let the People Sing. 11 productions across the country can...
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah. Are doing a Les Mis show, and one of them happens to be in Norwich, where I live and hang this very hat when it gets too warm or itchy.
Les Mis is the one where the little guys with the green hair, they dig and they build platforms, but most of them die.
You're thinking of Lemmings.
Yeah, Lemming.
Lemmings.
Lemming.
That's the video game
Yeah, the
Yes.
musical.
No, it's not.
The
No.
musical where they
No,
do you hear
that's-
the people sing, digging my way out of this cave.
No. You're mixing two things up. The book by Victor Hugo.
Oh, bring him home. Oh, bring him home.
Okay, you're now getting Les Mis and Nancy from Oliver. I dreamed a dream.
I dreamed a dream of time gone by. Singing the songs of Angry Man. Treading the boards. The boards that these lemmings are putting down to traverse the crevasse.
Right, enough of that. So yeah, that's really cool.
Benson Theatre.
That's a very big thing. I was in a production of Les Mis when I was like 16, 17. I played Monsieur Thénardier.
Right, of course.
In this one, I got close.
Yeah, you were nearly Thénardier.
I got called back. So
You've dropped your shoes, dickhead.
You've taken my wallet, you bastard.
Bring him home. He's taking the wallet.
Bring him home.
Bloody thing.
Hey.
String him up and bring him home.
Gold on high. Bring him home. Bring him home.
I think she should have been there. She could have changed the course of whatever that was. It's French.
Yeah, it's French. Yes, it is French.
Zoutalon, Champs-Élysées.
Avec moi.
S'il vous plaît.
Je beat. Chateau Neuf de Paix.
The
Prêt-à-manger.
The funniest wine.
Anyway, yes, I'm going to be doing that. By the time this comes out, it will probably be a couple of weeks away and all the tickets will have sold out. So
Yes, so whatever.
I guess too late.
This will come out and I think it may be over.
Yeah, I might have done it by now.
Because to be honest, if any of the producers see any of that last 2 minutes, they'd be like,
Oh,
maybe-
they are going to recast me as every role.
Can we?
Sorry, excuse me, my phone's ringing. Yes, I'll be Fontaine. I dreamed a dream.
Can we get that egg-shaped one in the cardigan to do lemming stuff in the background? Yeah. I'm self-aware, Ben.
I was like, who are you being mean to? Oh, it's you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh, please have fan art. If we've got anyone who can do drawing, or even those who can't, please have me dressed as Fontaine/Nancy, singing in French whilst Liam is an egg playing lemmings in the background
With a green wig, please.
with a green wig.
Yeah, because otherwise I'm not a lemming.
Okay.
No, I think I can take myself being mean about myself, but I think if there's fan art, I don't know if I'd respond well.
It could be good,
Yeah.
or it could be shit.
Well, that is true.
And I mean, anyone being drawn as an egg is going to look like an egg. It's
That's true.
It's not a flattering foodstuff to represent.
I think of myself as an oblate spheroid.
There you go.
There you go.
But you're still people.
Thank
you're-
you, Ben.
you're not- but
I
you-
think that's the nicest thing anyone said to me.
If someone said draw me as a person and they drew an egg, that's insulting.
Rude.
If someone said draw me as an egg and they drew you as an egg, that's what you wanted.
Yeah, it's true. Do you want to pull a question out?
I mean, maybe this is why we don't always talk about what we're doing.
we can't sincerely talk about the things that we're doing and enjoying because it turns into
Look at all these things I care about. Draw me as a woman.
I dreamed a dream of time
Bring him home. Bring him home.
because I cannot remember the tune to Bring Him Home. I don't know if I've ever heard it.
Well, it's a hell of a lot higher than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it slower as well? Now we got
Yes, it's a little.
we got to Chaz and Dave this shit.
It's a lot
Break out the
less-
pearly queens.
A lot less jaunty.
I don't think I'm interested if it's not jaunty.
This was sent in by Carl.
Carl. I dreamed a dream of time gone, Carl.
Sorry, Carl. This was sent in by Carl.
Carl. Carl.
Carl sent this in. Carl
Carl.
asks. Carlisle.
Carlisle.
Carl.
Carlo.
Carl. The Isle of Carl.
Carlo's Fish and Chips.
From Mill Road, Cambridge.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore.
It hasn't been there for 20 years.
It's now. I know Carlos isn't there. Carlos isn't there.
No.
I was thinking of Faggy Toes,
Figgy Toes, no.
which is now the fish butchery. There's a word for that. It's not butchery.
One would say it's monging.
It's the fish choppy band.
Fish shop.
Fish chop boys.
What does David want to know?
Carl.
What?
Carl.
Liam. Carl
asks.
Karl Marx. We had his brother the other day, Skid Mark.
Skid McMarx.
Skid, how's he doing?
Carl wants us to share some domestic tips that make a difference.
Home ownership.
Having a domicile.
Yeah.
It would make
Someone
a
to
difference.
go at night.
Yeah, someone to keep the rats off.
In place of a house, like a large towel will do a lot of the work.
And you could be mysterious.
You could weigh it down with bricks so it doesn't blow away.
You could let down your hair.
Yes. What's this now?
Domestic tips that make a difference. Salt cleans almost anything.
Oh.
It is very mild abrasive.
Right.
So have you ever been to someone's house and the toilet is clean, but the toilet is stained? Like just under the waterline,
Yeah.
something's happened there,
Yeah.
and that's no longer white porcelain.
Yes.
There was a time during extended unemployment that I watched all of Kim and Aggie, all of it.
Oh, no.
And I lived with a pig at the time.
Right.
So I spent a lot of my time scraping and scrubbing. So I knew this. I went round a friend's house after far too many drinks, and I went for a wee in their toilet, and I noticed that they had a toilet with the
thing.
whatever that is.
Yes.
Let's not talk too much about it, but it's probably stained with poo.
Poo.
It's probably not poo anymore, but it doesn't look good.
Where once was poo, there now is stain.
So I said, I've got to clean your toilet, because I was quite drunk. And she was like, no, it won't work. You can't. I've bleached it, I've scrubbed, I've done everything. I went, do you have table salt? And she gave me the thing of table salt. And I poured maybe I don't like using the thing of cups, but half a cup of table salt just in there. Scrub with the toilet brush, flush, it's all gone.
Whoa, okay.
It's because it's a mild abrasive and it's very small, so it gets in all the bits and scrapes off what it can. It doesn't work all the time, but it worked perfectly then. So if there's something...
Just table salt.
Yeah. So you don't want to do like steel wool on something like, I don't know, if you've got an oven tray that you don't want to scrape all of the oven trayiness off because then you fucked your oven tray.
Yes.
Bit of salt should lift anything off without damaging the surface.
That's a really good tip. So I have that quite often with cups. Tea stains more than coffee stains, but like in the bottom of the cup, real pain in the ass. And because of it, I'm blaming the lighting because I look at that cup and I'm like, yeah, that looks pretty clean. I can't fucking see the bottom of that mug. It's too dark in there.
And then you realise that it's not a shadow, but the stain.
It's not a shadow, it is a stain. And then we go outside with a mug, finish our drink, like, oh, that's not clean. So that would probably work on that because that's like ceramic. That would
probably work. Something else that's very good is it's called the pink stuff.
The pink stuff, yes.
That is brilliant because you can use it on cups to get rid of all of that, and then that's gone.
Yes.
You can also use it on like lime scale, bathroom stuff. Again, because it's got a very small something in it, so it's sort of abrasive without being too aggressive. It can clear so much stuff. If you want to if you're cleaning your windows, you should always dry the windows after you've cleaned them. Best way to do that is with newspaper.
Interesting.
It will stop.
You're full of it.
Yeah.
I have one in the barrel ready to go, but I don't think I'm going to win.
It absorbs the wet and it doesn't smear, so you will have a proper clean, probably the cleanest window. You will panic at how clean your windows are because it looks like the glass has fallen out, and you go, shit, the sunlight's coming in.
So just newspaper, because I suppose the thing is, if you're holding a newspaper, you get like a bit of ink on your fingers, but you don't get that with...
I don't know the science behind it.
I'm a scientist.
Just a little bit of Windolene or whatever.
Okay.
Wipe all the dirt off and then dry it with...
the newspaper.
A newspaper to polish it.
Do you know Paths of Desire? Which sounds more romantic than it is. Have you heard of Paths of Desire?
I mean, it sounds like a House of Leaves sequel.
No, it's much more easy to understand. So when you're in a park or something, the path...
Oh.
Sometimes people cut a corner of the path, and then over time it erodes to a little dirt track.
So it's a little dirt track. The little dirt tracks
those
cut off the corners.
Those are called Paths of Desire. And if you were a good city planner, you would notice where those Paths of Desire are and just turn them into paths. Mm-hmm. Because that's where people are going to go. People are going to take the most convenient path to do stuff. If it was an actual path, that would be better. So we, in our house, we noticed that there were piles of clothes that would just never get washed. So we do have an issue in our place where there isn't much space. And one of the things there is that sometimes the washing will just pile up because there isn't a short explanation, but it's basically we don't have ready access to clothes washing.
I mean, also it happens,
and sometimes it happens. So there was a particular pile of washing in the bathroom, which is not where the washing basket lived. The washing basket lived at the foot of the bed because when you get ready for bed, you put your clothes in there, jammies on, into bed. Quite often, if you're having a shower, clothes off in the bathroom, and then you pot around in a towel and dressing gown, and then you go to bed. Problem there is that then you gradually accrue clothes in a pile in the bathroom because the process for washing clothes is you take the clothes out of the washing basket, which is at the foot of the bed in the bedroom, you go wash them. Fuck, I've still got that big pile of pants in the bathroom. So...
Pants are what creep up on you. You've always got pants. You've always got loads of pants, and then you go, fuck, that's my last pair of pants. Where have they all gone?
How has it come to this?
You realise that it's just the washing basket is all pants and a T-shirt on top. Where I thought this was everything.
Pile of T-shirts. No, just looks like it. So we Paths of Desired that, and we put just a new washing basket in the bathroom. That sort of worked. What we ended up doing was we had... we now have two washing baskets. We have an in tray and an out tray. So, because part of not having a lot of space is that in order for things to function, we always need a load of washing prepared at every stage for the next stage.
Right.
So if all of our clothes were clean, they would not fit.
Like a bucket line, you need to have...
You need to have the process of cleaning clothes is part of things being stored. It's a pain in the ass. That's just how things are. So we have in the bathroom, we basically have the out basket. You put your clothes immediately in that. If you hop in the shower, so there isn't just loose clothes in the bathroom. They all go in the basket, and then when it's time to shove a load on, you see what's in that basket, you top it up with stuff from the foot of the bed, off you go. And then we have the out pile, which is when clothes are dry, ready to be put away. That is also a faff for reasons I won't go into, just because of storage. So we then have a basket which is a different colour, which has clothes that are clean.
Right.
And only clean clothes go in there.
Okay.
Before they are put away. So what we have done is sort of looked at why are there piles of clothes. The idea came about because we saw online people were saying if you just happen to accumulate, like, if you have a cold and you just accumulate piles of tissues, or you're just a messy person and you notice there are little piles of garbage like growing in your
That's
space.
the place where you should have a bin.
Put a bin there. Like, don't worry about, like...
You need to create infrastructure to deal with the issues that are...
Don't beat yourself up for not putting things immediately in the bin, because people aren't... We're not good at stuff. We suck. We're poorly designed. The the many foibles of humanity is a great argument against the existence of there being a god. It's a great argument against what's the design?
Intelligent design?
It's a great argument against intelligent design because we ain't. We're dumb cunts and we're always messy. Just put a bin there. So we did the same logic with clothes, and it has kind of helped. We don't just have like random piles of stuff. We do, but they're in baskets, so it looks tidier. I think if you just look at your living environment and go like, well, this thing keeps happening in this area. Can we put something there to either improve it? Not necessarily. Don't try to stop it happening because you won't. But like,
how can you deal with that in a? What's the path of least resistance to avoid this from happening some more?
Bingo. Path of desire.
This is also good more for Carl because I am having the mother of all clear outs of stuff.
Right.
I had to get a load of shit from Mum's loft because they were getting insulation or whatever, so that all went in the garage.
Yes.
That's now reduced by about 50%.
Okay.
Because there was lots of toys from when I was a child. So eBay.
Yeah.
I found an old second-hand toy shop not too far away from me. Gave them a ring and went, "I've got this, 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 and this. I'll bring them down in a box." Yeah. I got less money than I would have liked, but if I'd put it on eBay, then I would have had to have kept all that stuff in my house. I would then have to try and match everything up, whereas if I just went with a big box and went this, and he went this much, and I went, add a 50 quid onto it, that's then me essentially paying £100 to this person to do all of that boring shit for me.
I suppose it's not a charity shop, is it? Or is it like a toy shop?
It is a vintage toy shop with all Transformers and Star Wars figures and shit. And then yes, obviously if there's some bits there, charity shop.
Yeah.
Things that stay on eBay for too long that they end up going, you have to relist this now. I'll take those to the charity shop.
Yeah.
Or see if I've asked people that we know with kids if they want some stuff before I put it on eBay.
Yeah.
Something that my housemate does is like at the beginning of the year, or at some point, she will have all of her hangers facing one way in her wardrobe.
Okay.
Then when she takes it out and wears it, when it goes back in, it's turned around.
Interesting.
So then at the end of the year, if there's any stuff still facing the original way,
she hasn't worn it.
It means she's not worn it in a year.
Yeah.
So that's stuff that could go.
Yeah.
So that can help with space and stuff.
Yeah.
I've realised the less clutter I have, the easier it is to dust. I know that's very easy, obviously.
Yes.
But if you just chuck stuff everywhere, then you can't dust that, so it just gets more and more.
Yeah.
So having a bit of a clear out with stuff that you know that you don't need is a good way of doing it.
But also finding mechanisms to discover what it is you don't use or don't need.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that I've had. Oh, well, I wanted to collect Resident Evil 4 on every console that it came out on because it's the most ported and released game. After considering that for 10 years, I had it on PS2 and the Wii.
Right.
It's been remade and released on PS5, and I still haven't bought that one. So I went, do you know what? Those can go. And these PS2 games that I kept for sentimental value are now on PlayStation Store that I have purchased. I don't have a PS2. That's stuff that can go.
Yeah.
Because it's just getting in the way and I'm not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully those domestic tips will make a difference.
We're at time. I have 4 titles to choose from.
Ooh.
I know. But first, so we spoke about Sad Little Island. Sad Little Musical is the place to go on Instagram to see all about that. Ben doing a bunch of singing. I am not, considering I am the one running that account, I am not going to be there much. My face is not going to come up much considering how much work I've put into this show. You just have to trust me that it wouldn't have happened without me.
That's true.
And other people have said that as well.
No, that's not him being big-headed. That's
it's
Chris,
just
Chris who wrote everything.
Yeah.
Has said that because it wouldn't. Because
he wouldn't be able to exist in the physical world without like the many hours I have spent on it. Yes, Sad Little Musical there. And
It's
there
on
are links,
Facebook.
and the Facebook is, I think, just Sad Little Island. Should be easy to find because it's Facebook. Yeah, and you'll know it's that because Ben's there. That's how you know. Ben, where are you online?
I'm on Instagram, Spike Pearson, Pierson. You'll see me doing some Sad Little Island stuff. You'll see me doing some Les Mis stuff. You might see me doing even more shows, depending what happens between now and the time you go and have a look at it.
Yeah.
You could also, whilst you're on Instagram, go to That's Dumb T-Shirts. I'll drop my microphone, so I'll shout louder. That's Dumb T-Shirts. Buy T-shirts. They're dumb.
You don't need to shout that much.
Liam, where are you online?
I'm going to fucking kill you if you don't immediately attach that microphone to yourself. I'm not going to look at you until you do it.
Liam, where are you online?
Fucking glassing you. Is it glassing if it's ceramic? Let's find out.
No, it's mugging.
Don't mug me off. That's where you shove your... No. Come on, we're so close. At LT Guitarist and all the places I hang out, mostly on Instagram and YouTube. The podcast is at Convo Hat Podcast. There's 5 channels for you to go follow. Ben, I have 4 titles. I think I might just use the domestic episode as a subtitle because that's what this episode has been. The domestic episode in which we talk about Sad Little Island a bunch. So in which case, I have 3 titles to choose from. That's how the radio works, idiot.
That's true.
Egg-shaped man in a cardigan. Or the pink stuff.
I mean, the pink stuff is a brand name. It's not a sponsor. But if you want to sponsor us with the pink stuff...
I'll get pink. I'll get ponk.
I'll get pinked.
If you pay enough.
Scrub me clean.
Scrub a layer of skin off me till I'm red and raw.
I think it's got to be egg-shaped man in a cardigan.
Yeah, fair enough.
Egg-shaped man in a cardigan.
Bring him home, bring him home.
Bring him home.
Have a banana. Speaking of have a banana,